Hey caveman, Detective Gutierrez here. Yes, my last name changed recently because I got married. If Gutierrez is tricky to say, some students have started calling me Detective G, which is also totally fine, or feel free to come up with your own nickname as long as it's nice. I'm here to talk to you about a very important topic today. You might think dating violence isn't common among teenagers, but 1 in 3 teens will experience physical, sexual, or emotional abuse from someone they're in a relationship with before they become adults. First, let's talk about healthy relationships. In a healthy relationship, your partner will encourage you to achieve your goals and respects you. You should feel safe being open and honest with each other, and your boundaries should be respected. You might say, well, my partner doesn't fit any of those things you just said, but there isn't any physical abuse. Just because there isn't physical abuse doesn't make it a healthy relationship. If your partner is inconsiderate, disrespectful, or tries to control you, it's not a healthy relationship. If your partner doesn't communicate with you or tries to isolate you from friends or family, it's not a healthy relationship. Sometimes it can be hard to identify the line between being in an unhealthy relationship and being in an abusive one. Abuse is a pattern of behaviors used to have power and control over a partner. Often there's more than one type of abuse occurring. Has your partner ever pulled your hair, punched, slapped, kicked, bit, choked, smothered, or thrown things at you? Have they ever prevented you from eating or sleeping, or prevented you from contacting emergency services? Have they ever used or threatened you with a weapon, or prevented you from leaving? Do they damage your belongings, including punching walls or kicking doors? Those are all abusive behaviors. Has your partner ever called you names, insulted you, or do they criticize you? Are they jealous or possessive? Do they isolate you from friends and family? Do they try to control what you wear, who you contact, and where you go? Do they intentionally humiliate you? Do they tell you that you're lucky to be with them and that you'll never find someone better? Those are all abusive behaviors. Has your partner ever implied that you owe them something physically in exchange for previous actions, gifts, or consent? Has your partner ever asked you to prove your love by demanding you do things you aren't comfortable with or threatening to leave? Have they ever given you drugs or alcohol as a way to loosen you up? Have they ever continued to pressure you into being physical with them after you said no? These are all abusive behaviors. It can sometimes be hard to tell when a relationship changes from healthy to unhealthy or even abusive, but the above warning signs can be an indicator that something is not right. It's important to remember that abusive partners are unlikely to change their behavior, and your top priority should be your safety. For many more examples of abusive behaviors, including stalking, digital abuse, and financial abuse, go to loveisrespect.org. Let's talk about online and social media safety. Don't engage in a relationship with someone you don't know online. They likely aren't who they say they are, and this could result in dangerous situations. Don't send nude photos or videos to anyone, and asking someone else to send you nude photos is also not okay. If you're under the age of 18, it's considered child pornography and can result in criminal charges. Just because they were sent on Snapchat does not mean they are gone forever. If you have been manipulated or threatened into sending nude photos or videos of yourself to someone, come talk to me and we can work out a plan. Let's talk about consent for a moment. Consent means communication every step of the way. This includes any form of touching, even holding hands. Don't just assume your partner is comfortable with your actions. It requires a clear yes. If someone seems unsure, stays silent, doesn't respond, or says maybe, they aren't saying yes and they aren't giving consent. You can ask questions like, are you comfortable? And is this okay? Consent in one moment does not automatically mean consent in the next, and no one is obligated to give consent just because they have in the past. If you suspect a friend or loved one is in an abusive relationship, don't be afraid to reach out to them. Make sure they know that their safety is your concern and that you're available and want to help. Emphasize that abuse is never their fault, and they deserve a healthy and respectful relationship. There are many more resources available to help you or a loved one experiencing abuse. This is where I come in. I'm always available to talk if you need help with any unhealthy or abusive relationship. You can also visit loveisrespect.org or text LOVEIS, all one word, to 22522 to chat live with a trained advocate about your questions or concerns. And one more option is to report abuse through the Safe UT app. You are surrounded by people here at school who want what's best for you and will support you as you navigate what you're going through. Remember, you always have options and you deserve a healthy and respectful relationship. As always, I'm here for more than just enforcing the law. If you need help with an addiction, mental health, or really anything, I'm here. Make today great, caveman.